of growing, of sanctification. And I really think that's what James is talking about here. You know, if there's not a process of sanctification, if there's not the evidence of change taking place within our life, if faith is not moving from glory to glory, if there's not that developing and growing, then we have to look back and see, is the faith that we say we have real? Is it a real evident part of our life? Because if it is, then there's going to be the perfecting of that faith, the sanctification of our lives. And as you look at Abraham's life, something began within him, and God spoke a promise to him. But even you can see through the process of his life, he tried to figure that out and make it happen. He even created an Ishmael. You know, he figured, well, Sarah can't have a child, so it must be this way. And he produces this child through her handmaid and gets Ishmael, and God says, no, it's not. It's going to be the child that's birthed through the promise. And it's going to be the child birthed through the dead womb of Sarah. Therefore, you nor her have anything to glory in. It's an act of God. And so all of a sudden God allows this son of promise, Isaac, and several times it seems as if Abraham has wavered in his faith. Matter of fact, they call Isaac Laughter, because the reason they call him Laughter is because they laughed at the promise of God. And he said, well, you would call his name Isaac, you know? And so here comes this son of laughter that is the expression of God's promise, the impossible. And now as he's growing up, God says, I want you to offer him up on the mountain. And at that point, faith has been perfected in Abraham's life. He does not waver. He doesn't move. That faith that had been given to him here as he believed the gospel had now been tried and tested and worked and pressed upon, that now he came to the place where he took, and I don't think he drug his heels trying to take Isaac up that mountain, because he said to his servants, me and the boy will return. And like you said in Hebrews, it says that Abraham believed that God was able to raise from the dead. And so he takes him up that mountain knowing that this is the seed, and I'm going to obey God because I'm going to trust and believe that he's able to keep his promise. And so as we come back to James 2, and how I think maybe it connects to Romans 4, is that first of all, the works that he's speaking about is the perfecting of faith, it's the sanctification of our life, it's the conforming of our life into the nature of Christ, where true faith has been born. And I think he's looking at some people that are saying, listen, you say you have faith, but there's no evidence of a changed life. There's no conforming of your life to the nature of Christ. Faith is not being perfected in you. So you say with your words what you believe is going on in your life. I'm going to show you by the evidence of a changed life the faith that's within me. And then you come back to Romans 4, and it says, to the one who does not work but believes. And to me, I see this letting go, the dependency is upon him. Take my yoke upon you. You know, this yoke of transformation neither starts nor ends with you. The yoke is placed upon my shoulders to make you what you are totally incapable of being. So your faith is to trust me. And so we come back to that place. I think it's a constant battle within our heart to take up in our own hands the very thing that we could never begin from the beginning. We couldn't save ourselves. We couldn't begin this work. It was an act of grace, a divine influence upon our heart that began to shed light into our lives. And in the natural tendency of our flesh is, I can take it from here. I'm going to become righteous. And we lose sight of the fact there's only one that's able to make us. Our faith and trust is in him and his ability to keep that which I have entrusted to him. And therefore, faith has truly been given to me. The evidence of that is a life of sanctification, which is change and a transformation of my thought and mind to God's way and his purpose. So we're going to come back to this issue and hit on it from different passages in different ways and talk about the idea of free will versus the sovereignty of God and look at some of those things in the future. But we thank you for joining us in this discussion, And we look forward to talking again soon, and maybe you can email us and let us know what you think about these passages. Thank you.